Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. It's July 27th, 2019. I appreciate everybody that was on the live chat last night. I just came off like a 14-hour shift. I was just pissed off and frustrated and aggravated. A couple things I want to bring up with you this afternoon. Something I want to tell you about my daughter and what I've taught her to do outside of schooling and all that other nonsense that she has questions on, math, science, well, whatever. Okay, I'll get into that. A while back, I did a video about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Remember that? I started the video off like that. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't even know. I had no idea, I swear to God, that Tom Hanks is actually doing a movie who's playing Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I mean, it's just so fucking bad, guys. I mean, they don't know what to do in Hollywood anymore. All they want to do is keep you occupied with total fucking nonsense, okay? Movies, sports, the presidential election, all of politics, period. Everything. All of it is just there to fucking keep you occupied with nonsense. All of this complete bullshit, all of this arguments between each other, all of this racism, all of this nonsense is to keep you divided, confused. So, while you're sitting out there trying to figure out if Trump is going to become, just such fucking nonsense. I can't believe they're still talking about this nonsense. You know, impeach. If Trump is going to become impeached, while you're sitting around there trying to figure that out, while you're trying to figure out, you know, why you're not getting along with this person, not getting along with that person, while you're trying to figure out the media and the real news they should be publishing, us flat earthers are trying to figure out what the fuck we're living on here. Okay, what the fuck are we living on here? We all know it's a flat plane. We all know it's motionless. We all know that there's no fucking space up there. Okay? That's what we're trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out the stars, too. Another thing that I'm going to get into with stars. There's billions of them up there. Trillions. What happens if we all are stars, is my question. What happens if we become a star? You know? Granted, there could be a possible chance that is part of the simulation, too. All right? But when we leave this platform, this program, you know, it's all about programming. See, when they figure this out, you know, then they say, why don't we just program everybody to think that we live on a fucking on a planet, you know, in a solar system, with a universe that's trillions and trillions of light years in distance, and we're from this big bang, so they programmed us with that. What happens if they figured out that we are all programs in the simulation? Anyway, I've been thinking about this. So all these stars that are up there, I don't know what they're part of. I have no idea. People say they're part of a navigational system, you know, when you're in the ocean, to figure out what north, west, east, and south are. Yeah, possibly. But how did they ever come in creation? You know, well, that would be the creator who created all of this, and why he or she or whomever it may be put them up there, and they exist. We're just all trying to figure this out. All right, I'm going to the cash box right now. Getting some cash out because I got to go shopping. My daughter wants some chicken masala, so I don't want you to see my codes. This is private. So just give me a minute here. All right, sorry about that. Look. See, I lost my train of thought, but I'm still there, you know, in terms of what I was talking about before. So what happens is when you leave this airport, shall we say, okay? Because that's what it is. We live in an airport. You're being judged. See these personal EMS guys? They just like to, fuck it. You know, I don't even want to talk about it. You know, what's the point of even bringing it up? But they just sit there and they run. You're in an airport, okay? You're being judged on every single thing that you're doing. Good, bad, evil, whatever. You're being judged on it. When you leave this airport, we don't know what happens, okay? I mean, there is an afterlife, obviously. I'm definitely convinced about that. Because this, maybe a test, I really don't know, you know? I mean, the Bible says it, speaks about it, of course. See, nobody even moves. Because it's not a real ambulance. It's Empress Ambulance here. It's an independent company, you know, just running around up and down in Yonkers, and nobody gives a shit. Because it's, I don't know. See, this is breaking my train of thought. But I mean, you see where I'm coming from with this? I mean, you're being judged on everything that you're doing right now. And when it comes back to the stars, you know, what happens if that's a gateway or a window to all of us? You know, your little personal window. And apparently from previous civilizations, too. You know? So I'm not saying when you die, you become a star. But, I mean, what happens if when you die, you open up a personal window for yourself, is what I'm getting at. You know, and that's your little personal window on the eyes of this flat plane that we live on. I want you to think about that, just for a minute. I want you to think about a couple other things, too, while we're at it. A lot of the bigger channels are talking about mud flood and saying it's a psyop. You know, it doesn't exist. All right. And originally, you know, the Mandela effect doesn't exist either, and all these other things that are going on. CERN is definitely opening up gateways. They're definitely up to something. I don't know what the fuck they're doing out there, but they're definitely up to something. I mean, they've spent, I don't know what, $1 trillion on these tunnels that are going back and forth, and smashing atoms, supposedly, which we all know that's not what they're really doing. I really don't know. I mean, do I believe in black holes? No. No, I don't think they exist at all. Anything a scientist says to me at this point, I know is complete nonsense, now being a flat earther. Okay, all crap. But they don't realize it, you know? So that's why we are the smartest people in the world, because we see through the bullshit. We know what we live on here. 95% of the population out there don't even know what they live on. We know what we live on. Do you have any proof? Yes, we do. Take a fucking flashlight and go 30 miles down and have your friends sit another 30 miles on the other side and point it at each other, and you can see each other. And when you take a look at that map, well, not map, but you take a look at the measurements of the curvature of Earth, you will see you should not be able to see each other with that flashlight. Oh, but you're 6 inches off the ground, or 10 inches off the ground, or 15 inches off the ground. You see, these are trolls, okay? I mean, your everyday person who's just getting into flat Earth will understand the scientific bullshit, and get through that. You know, when you have somebody that jumps to you and attacks you, they're automatically a troll, or they're, you know, NASA fanboys. You know, either one doesn't make a difference. You know, but this is what I'm talking about. I don't know what the fuck I was going with this. I'm rambling on here. I wanted to cover a few things. I covered the stars, covered, you know, the airport. You know, I mean, that we're all being judged here. We're in, obviously, some sort of system. You know, I mean, whether it being a simulation or not, like a Sims character or something, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think... Look, Admiral Byrd went down. Well, down. You know what I mean. But they spent 30 years down there. I mean, there was a World War II that was involved. And they stopped, and they went back. And they went back there with an army. You know, now it's completely cordoned off. You can't fucking go down there. Sure, you can spend $10,000, $15,000 to go down there and, you know, walk around with fucking penguins and do whatever you want to do, take a few pictures, but you can't investigate anything. You have to be chaperoned like a child. And that's what most everybody around me are, children. They're all fucking children. They've never grown up to the fact that we live on a flat fucking plane here. Okay? There is no space. There's nothing. There's nothing up there at all that's tangible. Except pictures from NASA. Oh, but I have a picture of Mars. I know exactly what it looks like. Oh, great. That's nice. That's good. You have a picture from NASA. That's what you have. You have nothing else but that. And all the amateur pictures from P900s and P1000s don't look anything like any picture from NASA. Oh, because the Hubble telescope took it. And where is the Hubble telescope? I mean, that's somewhere in space? How do you know it even went up there? Do you have any proof? It's all nonsense that you've been told. You know? Here I'm telling you that the Earth is flat. Here I'm telling you that we live on a flat plane. Here I'm telling you there is no space. And for every flat earther that's telling the truth, we're all being attacked because of that. When the only evidence that these asshole trolls have has been told to them. They've never seen it. So there's that. That's it, you know? Okay, I'm done. I'm done even talking about that. I don't even know why I keep bringing it up. All right, let me talk about my daughter in terms of schooling with her and the approach that I've taken with her at this point. It's going to take a while for her to figure this out, but it's for the best, okay? I mean, I'm in a situation where, I don't know, I mean, they can't, you know, flat Earth isn't a religion, it's fact. But, I mean, if you look at it in terms of like a legal point of view, you know, and you go to court with it, it's almost, yeah, they'll consider it as a religion. So they can't kick you out of the building because of your religion, okay? But flat Earth is fact. I'm just talking about in the legal term, and the lawyers, the asshole lawyers, and if it ever goes to court. You know, if anybody ever finds out what I'm doing in my building and they have something against it, you know, I don't think I could be kicked out. However, my daughter in a private school can be, all right? Because all I got to do is just say, hey, fuck you, you know, she's standing up in class, she's disrupting the class, we can't tolerate that, and that's all I have to do. All right, and that's a shame, guys, because that's how they get away with the nonsense. So what I've told her is pretty much go along with the schooling, knowing that it's a lie. Okay, all the science, all the history that you're learning is complete bullshit. But go along with it and learn it. Learn it, just like all the other children are. She's doing very well, by the way, too. She's got a scholarship. But when you understand the lie, and why they've lied, then I'll tell you everything else. So, for every parent out there who has a child that's in school, whatever grade they're in, just once they understand the mathematics and the education and everything, then they will understand why they lie to us. And when your daughter or your son comes up to you and says, Dad, Mom, why are they lying? Just make sure they learn everything they need to learn. All right? I'm not saying have a child go against your teacher or against your science teacher or anything like that. As much as I would like to, as much as I would love to sit down with my 8th grade fucking teacher, but they don't know. I mean, they're just there. They're teaching. It's just like fucking NASA. There's a small percentage of these people that understand that we live on a flat plane, and that would be the astronauts. I mean, look at the fucking interview that they had back in 1969 when they came back. Exactly 50, I think, did they come back right now? It took 3 days to get to the moon, supposedly, or 3 days back. So they must have gotten back last week on Thursday. And that was, they went through what did they go through? They had to go into like a container or something like that because they were contaminated. They were contaminated, all right, from eating prime rib and lobster. Oh, fuck. It's so bad. But I mean, you look at them, you sit down, and then and you see the interview. They look like they just cheated on their wives or trying to make an excuse up from why they, telling their wives they were out with their friends when meanwhile they were at a strip club all night. It's so bad. You would be so fucking excited. I would be on top of the world. If I went to the fucking moon, hey, America made it to the fucking moon, I would be sitting there, and what do they do? It's all corporate, very, very corporate acting. Head down, eyes down, like this, with that, that would be the, what do they call it? I don't know, all the actors do it. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but they all do this, these are all the signs of, so bad, it really is. It's amazing. I think I made myself clear with my daughter and some other things. I had some more things to say, but I forgot them. Come on, man. I'm not sitting there behind a fucking counter with a goddamn book. Oh, sorry, I said goddamn. I don't mean to name the Lord anything, because I love him just as much as everybody else. But it just comes out. All right? You can't help it. Thank you for subbing, and thank you for viewing my channel. Let me be a part of your life.